they'll be hoping for more of the same here. Obviously, they let slip quite a few rounds on that T side, which isn't a great indictment. But if they can produce some of the talent that they saw on that first half against Movistar Riders, they're in for a treat here as flamie has a kit. They're pushing in towards that B site. flamie just backs away, does a lot of damage with that HE, and Alex, he's got one as well. Isatag has another nade as well. They might just keep bombarding this bomb plant spot. They get it down, but Isatag's nade will finish off Mar. Dreamer's left on 18 HP, and none of these VOYVODA players have any HP to spare. Everybody's tagged up. And Victor, he finds a shot though. Quick trade from Zeppa. Dreamer's hoping to find more, but it's a 2-on-3 as it's Bubble and Red Star hoping to fight back. Nice shot from Red Star as Mezzi's looking the other way. And he gets the drive-by on Alex as well, leaving it up to Esitag in a 1v1 against Bubble. The shot's coming through the smoke. The kit for Esitag. He was oh so close. But Bubble, he'll take it at the last moment. The inches left on that defuse timer. And it is going to be VOYVODA with the pistol round. And there's your excitement. There's a great start to this match.
Yeah, so much damage was done by the nades as well in those initial moments. It looked like it should have been Cloud9's on the cleanup. The chat's reacting to me forgetting the name. Yeah, I'm so sorry, man. I'm just dreadful with names in general. I don't know. I got it from my mother. She can't even remember my name half of the time. But,
Oh, that's so sad.
No, she mixes mine and my brother's together by accident when she tries to like call for us. I'm Dean, Steven. I'll get a Steen. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm just bad with memory in general. I couldn't click off my thing to like get it up on my screen either because your camera would have disappeared since I'm doing production. So I was just caught in a hole right there. I just had to kind of admit my mistake that I somehow forgot the name. To be fair, they were playing under a different name when I first covered them. Nice shot by Alex though. Can they really pull anything back in the 2-on-3 at this point? I mean, a Mach 10 that could maybe even be useful in this following round. And yeah, at this point, it's probably going to have to be used in that next one. There's no chance Alex gets away with anything except for maybe this kill on Dreamer, which could field an AK potentially, or could yield one rather. But yeah, he's just going to hang on and wait and see if anyone comes in his direction. I don't think he's looking to force the issue.
Yeah, maybe he just tries to collect some damage onto someone at the pit so they can't survive in that location with a bomb going off. I mean, he hears the steps, but Mar is going to be watching that angle for his teammate. The longer Mar sticks around, though, the closer he is to death. He's only on 50 HP, but he should be fine to skedaddle away, and Dreamer he'll survive in the pit, no problem about that. As it is VOYVODA securing that second, but a couple kills coming through. It's a little bit of damage. It keeps the economy at a somewhat manageable level for Cloud9 once the guns come out.
Yeah, which was something they weren't able to do in the, we weren't able to see being done on the flip side in that previous map, obviously, where Cloud9 were able to get a ridiculous economy built up in those opening rounds. So Cloud9 not letting VOYVODA get off to the same sort of start there, at least as you said, keeping the economy modest. Dreamer, I think he heard those steps, and, well, a little bit of a jump in Mach 10 dink from Alex, because why not? Unfortunately, not able to get the kill with it, and now it's just a Mach 10 lost in a position where they really have no chance of retrieving it, unfortunately. But yeah, here we go. It is going to be the B commitment. Maybe the pistols can do a bit more as flamie gets one, and, well, they dink up a couple players. But they aren't able to get the finishes, and at this point, it's, well, it's a chance for a couple more exits, as you said, for the damage to at least be done again, and for that economy to stay incredibly fragile on the T side. Come away with 1 kill even, but 2 would be perfect.
Yeah. 2 kills here would, as you say, be absolutely perfect. I mean, Mezzi and Zeppa, they're just setting themselves up to creep in through the ruins. The bomb now planted. Mar might be able to close them both down. Running out of ammo in the AK. He's only able to find one, and Zeppa, he trades the trade, looking for more. Victor will ensure that no more can be found. B-site's closed. Come back later. It's now a 3-0 start. That's perfect for VOYVODA. A nice early lead. They'll now be facing the guns from Cloud9. The 4M4s come through. Isatag on that AWP has to sacrifice a bit of utility compared to his teammates to get that weapon through, but he still manages a flash and a smoke alongside that weapon, along with the full set of Kevlar and a helmet. So pretty decent here. VOYVODA, they've got plenty of rifles as well. It's not necessarily much of a bonus round. No SMGs to be seen. The one Galil for Bubble, maybe a bit of a sort of a lacking weapon for the VOYVODA side. I'm struggling to find the word there. But Cloud9, Isatag's up might be the difference maker here.
Ooh. He actually just moves back away from the angle as the peek's about to come in, I believe, so that's unfortunate. They haven't actually quite committed to it yet, and they probably won't overall. I'd imagine Mar will push out and try and at least find something up close, maybe with a flash from a teammate, but I was thinking the bomb was going to be brought towards B. Maybe not, though. They've got it from the ramp. They've brought it back up now towards middle, and, well, let's see how this setup works up, because it is fantastic with Zepa, as well as that second player tucked in up under him, rather. And yeah, contact found. The molly put down. They're taking their time to push forward on this, and, well, it's given just a lot of warning to C9 about what's going on. The only thing is, it's actually quickly changing. They're going to go ahead and backtrack the bomb over towards B, but they haven't actually forced these B defenders to rotate yet. They're still in place. They have not budged. And, well, they've got a bit of utility as well still to hold off, including a flash and a molly here for Alex. And it's going to be the flash they play with. They'll wait for contact from Floppy. Now it's being called. It'll be tossed in, and let's see what can be done. They are going to need to find some strong kills, and at the very least to waste some time, which they are doing, but the A defenders have not moved. Not at all. They're going to need to hold on and get multiple frags from this, and it cannot happen. It's one from Alex. That's all they're able to find, and, well, at least Cloud9 are still close to that A bomb site where they can save.
Looked a bit like Cloud9 were just preparing to save in that one. It looked like they'd already sacrificed their B players to the jaws of VOYVODA there, as they really didn't shift at all, as you say. And now those few weapons saved across. Yeah, misutaaa, he keeps that AWP going. He missed a bit of timing before with that player boiler. Didn't lose out necessarily, but missed the chance at an opening. For VOYVODA, 4-0 start though is very nice for them, and they'll keep Cloud9 on 0 on the side where they found so much success against the Movistar Riders. VOYVODA are surely going to be happy if they can string a couple more together here, because what can Cloud9 bring in alongside those weapons saved? They can get themselves a couple M4s through with the drops. That's nice to see. That means they do have another chance here at the at getting a clean gun round through. As maybe Cloud9 were a bit too sort of aggressive as the push came in towards that B site. They both took duels at the same time, maybe just hoping to catch players looking one way or another, but in the end, they got punished for that. Maybe it might have been better just to have Alex get that one kill from the backlines and keep it in a 4-on-4 with control of ruins.
Yeah, I didn't mind the play, but obviously they were playing for the fight with the flash just being held by Alex. If they had played for the contact to just toss the molly down and then allow for rotates to come in, it probably would have played out a little bit better, but you can never really know. One well-timed flash right there, maybe the player at the back of quad pops out, snaps a couple of heads off, tucks back in, and then you just have VOYVODA kind of stopped in their tracks around pool and around the top of banana. So yeah, it's unfortunate they aren't able to make it work, of course, but yeah, as we had said, those rotates never even begun to come in from A, so they were never getting any help. Zepa, though, he's pushing down mid in towards bench as he's looking to try and make something happen, but he's heavily committed, so he's gonna need to step up big time, and he's gonna need the help from S-Tag, which, well, is being delivered. Flash over. It did actually blind up Alex, I believe, who was peeking down banana, forcing him to die to Victor, but it won't matter in the overall scheme of things, because it's still a 4-on-2 in favor of Cloud9, with them having pretty much all of the map control. You can see VOYVODA are worried about bottom mid still, where there could be a player lurking around. But obviously Cloud9, they know they're not going to stick around. They're not that crazy. Fall back and just be happy with this great 4-on-2 advantage you currently have.
Yeah, no need to push for intel in this situation. You just stick around with that one play towards B. Floppy just jiggling towards banana. He'll, I assume, just fall away if he spots anything, just so he doesn't give up that B site. And as long as he can find one on the defense before the rotations arrive, that'll be fine. But it looks like that's not even needed, really, is VOYVODA. They're looking in towards this A site instead. And misutaaa misses the initial chance. He'll just pull back and maintain control of that long position. Mezzi, he eats the nade towards Pit, and Molotov going in as well. He has no smoke to protect himself. There's no smoke at all towards this A site. And he manages to get himself towards mini pit instead, as these last two players, 25 seconds on the clock, hoping to find some sort of entry here. But as the clock dwindles further and further down, the chances become less and less. But there's one. Messi secured one from the pit. This is actually going well for VOYVODA, as misutaaa, he drops as well, trying to get the kill on the pistol. 10 seconds on the clock, and Dreamer, he might just be able to win this one as he takes the peek. But no, Floppy just about saves the round for Cloud9. And that was difficult. That was a very difficult round considering the circumstances. Time was in the favor of Cloud9 there. And they all sort of gave up the frags. XANTARES obviously trying to deny the plant, trying to slow it down, but
Mhm.
with the USP, wasn't able to hit the shots, and we have had the coach disconnect by the looks of things. So hopefully he'll be joining back in a moment.
Yeah, hopefully it won't be a prolonged issue, but yeah, as you said, it does get a little bit too close there, and it could actually affect them. You don't want to be winning your first round on the board with only a single player surviving, leaving you with, well, thankfully in this case, still a decent amount of money, but just nothing left in the reserve. Thankfully, it doesn't impact this current buy. I think S-Tag even has a weapon on the ground still, probably the op. Indeed, he does.
Yeah.
So that's not going to be an issue, but obviously, if they lose this, they wouldn't really have anything left over, even with the loss bonus coming through at 2,900. They wouldn't have enough for the buy. They'd have to go for the pistols and Kevlar, and at that point, then VOYVODA would run away with a 6-1 scoreline. So, yeah, you cannot be letting that happen. Cloud9 need to keep the winning ways up right now and get themselves at least a few rounds here on the CT side before they could even consider dropping another round.
Just a FAMAS. I mean, we've seen Xeppaa have impact with before. And this is what we saw early on in the stages against Movistar Riders. Aggression down banana from Cloud9 early on. And it works out wonders here. Alex is left with 6 HP, sure. But the amount of damage that's been done, the kill that's been found, is certainly worth that time. Just needs to be careful that flamie doesn't give himself up here. And this is perfect from Cloud9. They've established early banana control. They got that kill. They'll leave flamie alone towards this B site, reinforcing that A site with those 4 players. But now, VOYVODA, they just walk up banana once the smokes and utility starts to fade. flamie, he jiggles, spots it out. He's just going to play from the room and try and delay this push as much as possible with what utility he has. And he'll actually catch Red Star as well. That's a huge kill to find that gives Cloud9 an even bigger advantage here for this post plant. And that's even assuming VOYVODA get the bomb down, which it looks like they should do. Victor the man to do so. flamie just hoping he can find something through the smoke. All 5 of his Cloud9 players now ready for this retake. The last rotation is actually still coming in through CT spawn. So a little bit slow here for Cloud9. That flashbang is perfect, and it allows Mar to get one. Victor trades out his teammate's death. It's still Cloud9 in the advantage, though, but they need to be careful with Alex only on the 6 HP. They've dropped him the AWP. Dreamer, there's a little bit of gap in that smoke, and he's going to push through it. Victor gets the kill. Mezzi trades, and now it's all up towards Victor, towards the back of this site. Mezzi's just holding the bomb. Alex trying to hold for his teammate, and Victory gets the diffuser. Alex, he could do nothing but scram. And he'll even die to the bomb, so not even a save for the Cloud9 side there. Victor plays that one beautifully.
Damn, yeah, no, he knew if he could just bait out the one shot from the op, if he could force that one shot to be missed, then it was his round, and he managed to make it happen. 5-1 for VOYVODA. We said Cloud9 couldn't afford to be just getting instantly returned on, and they have. Look at what it's left them with. They're going to go for the half buy at least, so they do have a bit to work with, but still, you can't really expect them to be winning this round. This should be 6-1 for VOYVODA. Ideally, though, VOYVODA want to build up some money this time around. They didn't get to build up as much earlier on as they would have liked to, and obviously a lot of reinvestment had to come in that previous round. But hang on, maybe I've spoke too soon. There's a scout that Mezzi is making good use of. S-Tag hasn't spent anything though, so he's only got the USP, but he serves his job well there, as he just gets a tiny bit of damage to let Mezzi get the finish, and he follows up with another shot on Red Star. So this round is quickly falling apart for VOYVODA. They do need to tighten things up and try and move as a quick unit here towards A before things really begin to unravel. And that's a good entry from Dreamer. Oh, nice little bait with the barrel. Probably not an intentional one, but it worked out.
It does, and you'll take whatever you get after a couple, excuse me, opening shots like that from Cloud9. Nicely done, but Cloud9, they're actually just going to save these 2 AKs by the looks of things. Alex, do they want to go for this? They don't have a kit, and the timer's starting to run down on this bomb. flamie's pushing his way through the apartments. Alex trying to draw as much attention as he can, and that allows flamie to peek out, and these last 2 players cornered in towards the back of the site. flamie takes down one of them. They don't expect the second player to be there as well, and with the time running so very thin, it's now Victor against flamie. The CZ in flamie's hands, the timer running thin. There's no time to get the defuse through. He's just going to try and save over in the pit, but I think he's dead.
Yeah, it was planted close as well. He wasn't making it there, unfortunately. Yeah, I would say that's probably worth it there for Cloud9. The amount of damage that they get done, obviously no one survives. So all of the money goes back into the buy. Bubble even then isn't going to have enough for his AK. You can see he comes onto a Mach 10. At least we'll get some extra nades with that, which they would have been lacking as well otherwise. They are still up 6-1, which is already a decent T-side here. You'd want a little bit more on top of it, especially with such a fantastic start. But it's still a position where they can very quickly be broken, and we know once Cloud9 get going, they can be difficult to stop sometimes. We've seen it already a couple times today. But when they have these slow starts, it's scary. You never know when they're going to step up, or if at all. And at the moment, they're struggling big time. I think that footstep was heard. Yeah, indeed. The spam true. Lots of damage being done. And, well, a bit returned on Alex, but they don't really mind. flamie was able to get the finish through the smoke to assist Alex. And with that now, they can fall back with the man advantage and sit on it.
Red Star is slowly working his way. And he actually predicts that position from Mezzy. That's sick, and he's found a kill as well. Low on HP in return, but now it's up to Alex on the site, and he can't get anything done. Red Star is phenomenal right now. Victor's going to cut off a rotation, and Cloud9, they just have to let XANTARES save this up now.
Jesus. I don't know. There was a weird audio glitch there. Sorry. Apologies, stream. Just at the last second. I think it was a Discord thing. You went robotic for about half a second. Nah, it wasn't your fault. It's just like a weird Discord thing, I believe. Just apologizing to the stream in advance. Oh, the best tag. That was a nice shot by Dreamer. Well, yeah, okay. VOYVODA just really woke up in that round. I mean, they've normally just been scraping by, but it seems like whenever it's a full gun round they're up against, they just have no issues. It's those pistols they really need to be scared of. And a bit of a pause, understandably so, from Cloud9. Things are not only getting out of control, they are out of control at this point. 7-1, the final map. The winner qualifies the Dreamhack Master Spring. The loser, well, yeah, unfortunately, they don't really get anything. They'll have fallen just short.
You could say they get some prime demos to review, you know?
I mean, yeah, I guess there's always that aspect. Experience,
self-improvement.
There. Yeah,
that's a priceless commodity. But
so
also,
wins.
Dreamhack Master Spring a pretty sick reward too.
yeah, I think that's the one you're aiming for. You get the experience either way, and then you get more experience from Dreamhack Master Spring. But yeah, you basically what you're saying is take the experience, try and find the positives from it. If you are the team that falls short, it could in theory still be either team, but obviously VOYVODA have a tremendous beginning here on Inferno. Those nades both towards sandbags. If they had just been directly over the corner, then flamie would have been in trouble, but instead it's actually Bubble and Victor who get tagged up a little bit. It's not a bunch of damage, but when you're against pistols and scouts, it can be the difference maker.
Never know. Something could come from this round for Cloud9. I mean, we saw Mezzy, Briar getting some nice damage, getting some nice shots through with the scout. If you can do more of the same here, there's potential. And I mean, at least Cloud9 are keeping VOYVODA's economy somewhat low. Everybody under 3k on that VOYVODA side, so they can still rebuy if they lose a lot of guns in a round, but damage is always nice, as it's the creep in towards the B site, met by Alex's CZ as he gets the opening frag. They are going to try and trade, but Alex, he'll get a second one, I think, assisted by a bit of team damage there as well as a bit of aim punch from being shot in the back, perhaps. Red Star will eventually deal with the Cloud9 IGL, but it's still an advantage for Cloud9. With the bomb planted towards B, VOYVODA, they just need to sit pretty. They just need to allow Cloud9 to walk into their crosshairs, give them the kills. Zephyr's going to do exactly that. As Mark captures him towards Banana, now leaves it up towards these last three players approaching through wounds. And it's so much damage, it's so many kills, it's an absolute slaughter as they push forward and secure an 8th VOYVODA.
Halfway there. This is very scary right now for Cloud9. But what a story from VOYVODA if they're to make this happen. Again, for anyone who wasn't watching the previous games, they beat OG as well. Obviously, OG have the whole thing of having Niko as a stand-in at the moment, and it is their first time playing with him as well. But still, that's a very impressive victory, especially when you add it on top of this one, if they are to actually come out on top of it. flamie and Alex, this time they do throw the nades on the corner, and look how much damage they get from it. Oh, that has severely weakened the B side of the map. Zeppa boosted up here. We'll see how that's going to work out. He has, I believe, Mezzy below him as well. It's the setup we've already seen from them, rather, but I believe it was the one they actually made good use of and were able to take a round win with. So we'll see how this goes as the flash comes out. Zeppa does get blinded up, and, well, thankfully has Mezzy below, as we pointed out, because he comes out with 2 frags for himself. And smoke should be replenished, and oh, shot missed by S-Tag. He's very thankfully at teammates there. And his teammates are very thankful they were still able to get the kill, because if they had went down at that point with the op shot being missed, you're probably a little salty. But it's a 5-on-2. It is a good position for C9 that surely they can't be losing control of. It's only Dreamer and Red Star. Well, maybe remove the only part from that sentence, because these 2 boys have been popping off. And, well, it could happen again. Flamie, as we mentioned, already tagged up, takes a bit of further damage, and VOYVODA, rather, are just bailing. They're running back towards the spawn. So I was trying to build up some hype, but no, they very quickly shut that down.
Finally a second round for Cloud9, and it's clean. Oh, jeez. Cloud9, this is I mean, there's still hope of recovering this first half and getting a somewhat respectable scoreline. But right now, that's quite a distance away. You need to basically nail all of these next coming rounds. It's got to be perfect. And so VOYVODA, they're looking very close to perfect right now.
Obviously, this round didn't go too well for them. And there is still a chance. I mean, it's a map that shifted a bit over towards the T side, especially during the online era. So, I mean, at this point, VOYVODA do have a good half. But if Cloud9 come back up to 6, even 7 obviously would be ideal. But if they can even get up towards 6, it's not a terrible position to be in at the halftime. So it's not by any means over. It's just you do need to see Cloud9 stepping up pretty much now. Otherwise, they're just going to have way too much to try and come back from. Even if they are very capable on that T side themselves. Oh, S-Tag wants to peek down mid. Was looking for a little bit in towards that underpass, but obviously not being given it. Instead, it was a little bit more of an aggro peek coming through. And despite not much damage being done, it does at least take them off of that initial peek to kind of restrict the info, which is well needed considering the CTs have actually already taken full control of Banana here. They were slowed obviously by the molly that came in initially, but they're still able to push forward, confirm that no one is currently in there, so there's not the control in the hands of VOYVODA. And well, at this point, there's a bit being done, but obviously no kills as of yet. So it's been slow in that regard.
Cloud9, they're returning to that early Banana control. It's done so well for them in previous rounds, especially in that previous series against Movistar Riders. A little boost up over the smoke here. As Cloud9, they have 4 players towards this A site right now. Flamie, a lone defender towards B. He again plays from that coffin position. A position he's actually pretty damn good at. He's good at getting like 1 frag, staying alive in that position, which is exactly what Cloud9 need from someone there. You want to try and just maintain control of that Bruins avenue, so you have another way into the site that you don't have to fight for. But it looks like VOYVODA, they're going to head over towards the A site instead, and misutaaa, he'll net the opening kill. A good shot on towards Victor, gives Cloud9 the advantage. Zeppa needs to be careful, he hears the steps and does catch Red Star just in time. Looking for more, he can't find it, but Mezzy's there in support. As he deals with Bubble, Mars looking for this flank, and he could Essie tag, but with only 7 seconds on the clock and the bomb dropped on site, surely Mar has no chance. Cloud9, they just need to stay alive. Mezzy, he's burning the time of the clock, maybe trying to take him down after time, and he'll do exactly that. That's heartbreaking for Mar, who's left with only $600 to his bank account. Funds are running low.
That's rough right there. Again, they still already have 8 rounds, so it's a good half no matter what. Obviously, if they do end up somehow losing all of the remaining rounds at that point, maybe you're a little bit worried just because of the kind of huge shift in momentum. But obviously, Cloud9 still do have a bit of a ways to go. But that's kind of the best way to get back on your feet there. Would have been nice if they survived with 1 more gun even, so that they wouldn't have been left with an MP9. But they are up against the Eco now. They ruined the economy of Mar by taking him down after time and just kind of halted VOYVODA, who were really feeling it. And that seems to be how these Bulgarians strive when they get going, when they're feeling confident in themselves. You just can't stop them from hitting ridiculous shots. But once you slow them down, yeah, things become a lot more manageable.
A bit of damage done towards Flamie and a bit of return damage done towards Mar. The rest of his team, they have a few deagles, a Glock for Victor and Mar. Alex needs to be careful here. He's got players approaching him. A flashbang from Flamie is beautiful to secure Alex free. Can't quite find the 4th, but Flamie is there to recover. And it's Red Star alone against 4. It's Cloud9. If they keep all these 4 players alive, that is nice and supple. That'll be a Nice juicy fourth to add to their score. And a nice bit of cash as well, considering, as you say, only keeping 2 players alive in that previous round. But Red Star's actually gotten himself to a position that Cloud9 might not expect. He's attacked with an MP9, though. He's probably the best weapon to meet him in that position. The run and gun potential. Able to return the frag, and a bit of cash built up on that SMG. Obviously, only the 1 kill coming from that weapon. But I think they'll utilize it towards B this round by the looks of things.
Yeah, it makes sense. Maybe up in the apps as well could work. There's a few different places on Inferno, and especially when you do have the nades to work with, it can just be kind of useful anywhere as long as you're able to get a smoke and a molly down and such once a push does come in. Again, though, I think we're going to see some mid-aggression. Yeah, it's Zepa who likes to push forward, going to be punished for it immediately. Dreamer takes his head off. Again, though, they did have the op ready, at least peeking in from the top of mid, so they're able to return a trade. And the damage has gone in favor of Cloud9 as well, so they're actually in a pretty solid position despite losing this mid control. The only thing is, they're not sure about long, so Alex is going to peek in and see what's happening. And, well, Red Star given a bit of a chance with that one. Mezzy up close, though, and the app's not expected by Dreamer. I was going to say now they have a good crossfire between the bomb site, but S-Tag takes a bit of a peek in on quad. Does get punished. Alex tries to jump out library and gets flashed by Mezzy. And, well, this is just somehow collapsed. Mezzy's going to have to go huge, and, well, he is. He's already gotten 2. Playing time as he hears the footsteps up close from Red Star. Eventually gets caught by him, but he's given Floppy a chance, and, well, Floppy, he takes it. There it is, 5-8, 3 rounds now in the difference. Cloud9, they're taking them close, but importantly, they are taking them. That's the main point right now, and, well, they should have another off the back of this. There's not much money there to work with.
Yeah, the ult recovered as well. misutaaa will be able to wield that. And they actually have pretty decent cash for this rebuy. Obviously, a lot of it expended with only Floppy surviving this one. Messi's having an absolute blinder of a game. He's 14-9, just noticed. But Messi, he's going to try and boost his stats a little bit more. There's a nice little triplet of kills there. misutaaa did die with the ult trying to peek down mid. He's done that a few times. Usually gets the kill. And actually a second kill coming through now for Mar, who wrapped around the back through the apartments. Could find even more. Oh, this is getting dangerous. A 2-on-2. Alex will try and recover, and that's the bomb drop. That is great for Cloud9. That is exactly what they needed to try and keep this round in a winnable position. If the bomb got planted towards A retake would not have been fun. And Mars caught trying to root back for that weapon. And, I mean, Cloud9 is staying afloat. 2 players alive in that one. Oh, covered again. But they're giving up chances to the VOYVODA side. And that's not fun. That is not what you really want to be doing. I mean, they only have this last round to play for, so the economy's not an issue. And it's obviously they've still been picking up the rounds, but it doesn't instill confidence. VOYVODA, however, they had a great start to this half. Have slipped away a little bit as Floppy locked in towards the back of the sandbags there. He gets caught out. misutaaa caught looking towards the boiler with that up. It's all kills for VOYVODA initially until Zepa, he finally chimes in with one. Mezzy, he has a lot of work to do from this position. Gets the first, can't change his aim to the second. Zepa's going to swing in for 2, and it's only Dreamer alive. The last player versus 2 for VOYVODA. Alex and Zepa, they need to work together for this one, because Zepa, he's left on just 13 points of health. Dreamer, he has a full set of utility here. Alex, he has a smoke, so does Zepa, so they can definitely smoke the bomb if Dreamer goes for the incendiary on it. But he's going to be able to catch Alex from behind, and that's a quick shot, clean. Leaves Zepa alone, and that smoke isn't going to cover from apps, but he spots out where Dreamer's playing from now. And surely Dreamer just tries to play with the time as much as he can. Zepa, that smoke's starting to give him a few growing pains as Dreamer, he'll clutch it out. With that kill onto Alex, that made things so much easier for him. Gets that final kill as well, just plays the time, plays it perfectly. Zepa, he struggled to find an angle on that fight. But a decent comeback for Cloud9 into that first half. They get themselves up to 6. It's VOYVODA on 9 as they now switch over to the defense.
Yeah, it's at 6, it'd still be decent. Obviously, 7 would have been great if they got it. But yeah, 6 is an alright position to be in. But I'd say VOYVODA are pretty thankful that they were able to get themselves that last round just to kind of get out of this slump that they seem to be hitting. They're struggling to get anything else on top of what they had for quite a while. So yeah, they can at least end that half on a high note, and we'll see how it goes now as they kick off the second one. The pistol round, pretty important, I would say, for Cloud9 especially. If they are to lose that, then you could see them going down like the 11-6, maybe even 12-6, depending on whether that force spike comes in and fails or succeeds or not. But here we go.
Yeah.
You can hear the ticking in the chat. That means we're going.
It does. I love the ticks. They're great to hear.
Yeah, it's a good
Means we've got
notification
some
when we
more
have to
Counter-Strike.
chat off as well.
Yeah. So I'm assuming the have funs are coming out in the chat. Everybody loves each other. That's the way the world works. Definitely.
Yeah, haven't seen anything to the contrary.
Yeah. Never once. It's quite a lot of utility for Cloud9 here. They've got a couple smokes for flashbangs. On VOYVODA, they'll have a bit of utility on Victor.
Oh, Mara just gets wrecked though initially by Zeppa. Okay, Dreamer though pushed back up. I think he was initially watching apps, decided to give some assistance to his teammate, but they had actually stacked up A. So thankfully Victor has that smoke, which is put down just in time as they were pushing up Banana, and this nade could do some serious damage. No, it actually kind of goes in behind. It does catch Alex. The other players who push in first are able to escape the brunt of it, and well, with those Glocks closing in the distance and just strafing and hitting heads. It's going to be a 4-on-2 for Cloud9. I said a very important pistol round, and it looks like it should go their way unless Dreamer and Bubble can pull off the clutch. And, well, these guys are a dynamic duo. They've been playing together for a long time, on and off at points, of course. But they've got that experience together. This would be a fantastic time for them to make it work. And, well, an initial kill from Dreamer did give high hopes. Unfortunately, now it's all on Bubble. He's got one, but with 2 to go and with the time ticking away, there just was not much hope.
Yeah, and you said it was an important round. They claim it, Cloud9. They're starting to inch a little bit closer to that scoreline. 9-7 right now on the doors. And the guns coming out for the Cloud9 side. Galil for Floppy. A couple other Galils. Mac-10s. Well, VOYVODA, they actually go deep on this force buy. They get a pretty solid couple FAMASs, a few Deagles through. Might catch Cloud9 a little off guard, but they'll hear those guns now. Zeppa picks off one of them, and it should be Cloud9 able just to collapse on this round from here.
Yeah, I feel like whenever I say should be in something, the opposite happens though. So we'll have to see what actually goes on here. But yeah,
it's almost guaranteed.
Yeah, almost.
Famous
that's
last
the key word.
words.
That's the key word there. Yeah, I mean, a couple of FAMASs, a couple of Eagles, you can still get something done here. But, I mean, with Dreamer and Bubble, you're lacking the Kevlar. So it's Victor and Red Star you're looking towards for most of these frags. And, well, while they've been playing pretty decently, Cloud9 on paper shouldn't be letting it slip. That's another risky one, isn't it, on paper? But,
yeah, because CSGO is not played on paper, unfortunately.
No, it is not. That would have to be some powerful paper. But here we go. Yeah. Alex wrapping around. The Mac-10 to lead the charge, as you would hope. And, well, the Mac-10 to go down first, apparently, as Red Star also pops ahead of Mezzy. He's going to need a lot more, though. And, yeah, they pile in on top of him. There was no chance. As Dreamer and Bubble are all that remain. They don't have a lot to lose, but I don't think they have a lot to gain from moving in either.
Bubble left all on his own. He has a smoke. A Deagle. Might be worth just saving those into the next round, to be honest. As sort of little as it seems, a Deagle and a smoke, I mean, it could help out in the round. I mean, it might delay a push, might allow you to sort of get some rotations over. The Deagle can certainly find damage. It looks like Bubble, he's just going to try and pick off someone perhaps from this apartment instead. If he can inflict another kill, that would actually do wonders to keep the Cloud9 economy low, but his tag will be able to take him down. A Deagle shot connected, not enough for the kill. And Cloud9, they keep 3 players alive, which is sort of the minimum you'd want in a round like that. They should now have a pretty easy time of things against what should be a full eco. And again, there's the should. You never know, but I doubt VOYVODA go for a force buy here.
No, I mean, at 9-8, you don't want to be giving away rounds that are unnecessary. If you go for the force, you lose it. It's 9-9, it's 10-9 then, because you have to take the eco eventually. And yeah, if that next gun round doesn't go your way, things really get out of control. So I'm completely on the side of the eco, but it's still a little bit rough. You kind of have to go for the force buy in the second round of Inferno, though, as they did, just because if you don't, then you go for the buy on the third round of the half anyway. You just don't have the nades that are needed on a map like Inferno, unless you're willing to sacrifice onto weaker weapons, of course. Which can be doable, considering your opponents don't normally have everything as well. Usually weaker weapons in play. Bubble, though, he's got a Galil to do further damage, and there we go, catches Mezzy. Gets an upgrade to another Galil. It's an upgrade because it has a different skin. Looks a little bit prettier.
Also has more bullets in it.
Oh yeah, true. That was obviously the main thing that he done it for. But no, skins. That's everything, right? That's how this game works.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Is that even a nice skin?
No, I'm only joking. I don't know. I was just playing along. I thought you had an AK initially, so I was just playing on the upgrade thing. I was like, screw it. There wasn't much happening anyway, so I could afford to. It's the save. It's quiet time right now.
Yeah. Not too quiet, I hope, because we'll be having the guns out next round. And I'm surprised Bubble's actually going for the save of this Galil. I mean, it's a weapon they can use in the next round, sure. But would you prefer a Galil over an M4? Even if you save the cash for the M4?
It's not that much worse, to be fair. But
I guess it's
the
probably
extra
worth
nades, leaves you a few quid in the reserve, which could then maybe be used towards an op in the gun round afterwards, if it's needed. Even if you win, like if you just need one dropped over. So yeah, I mean, you may as well stick with the Galil. I don't think it's worth the upgrade anyway. Even you don't gain enough of kind of an upper hand in comparison to what you'd be at with the Galil. And yeah, you can see because of that they get the second kit. As I said, a bit of money left over as well. But yeah, I mean, this is where we really find out how the second half is gonna go potentially. As well, Red Star gets boosted up. I like it. Catching S-Tag, who did not expect the late peak to be coming in, let alone up so high on the angle. So caught off guard by that one. It is not really a full bonus round approach. You see Mezzy doesn't have the money, but S-Tag would be able to drop over, I believe. So yeah, it is pretty much. But they have the weapons in this round. It's not like they were lacking the weaponry. So it's still not the start they would have wanted.
For sure. I mean, Mezzy, as you say, low on cash here. He has the Mac 10, so if he's able to get a kill or two, that'll be $600 per kill that would be able to go into his investment. But that's if it's needed. So right now, it might well be. This is a lot of players towards the B-side defense for the VOYVODA side. Excuse me, is Bubble. He manages one with the Galil. Victor can't do anything from the new box. Red Star, he was quick on the rotation. He was the third player in defense as he finds one from that coffin position. And that's at least kept things in the advantage for VOYVODA. This nade. Oh, this nade. Could it take down Zeppa? Oh, he just manages to get away. Almost eats a second nade instead. He's left with 5 HP. Somehow, he avoids all of the danger.
Saved by the
coffins. And he's still kicking.
Irony.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the coffins won't be his final resting place, at least not for now. As Mezzy, if he finds his kill onto Dream, they're actually going to push together. He can't get the kill. Zeppa needs to trade, and he does, but left with only 5 HP. He'll secure a second, and it's left against the AWP of Red Star. He's going to be using the pistol. Wise choice, as Zeppa's so low, it only takes a single bullet, but there's no kit. It was too far away. And VOYVODA, they're going to lose out despite finding all of the kills.
Yeah, what a clutch from Zeppa right there, being able to get just those 2 kills and confirming it with that. Yeah, on 5 health as well. He should have been dead pretty much to those nades, but he just about made it around in behind the coffins and managed to hang on. And, well, Cloud9 with that now 4 rounds off the bat. With that pistol round, they've gone ahead and got themselves a strong start to counter the fact that they went down so massively initially in the first half. So it was needed. As well, VOYVODA, they've got to be worrying at this point. Things have just really fallen apart for them. Obviously a decent buy here, but you can see lacking a bit with a couple FAMASs, but Red Star, he takes the initiative that they need, and he takes out a big name by claiming Zeppa in the opening moments. Messi jumped across. I think that was heard, probably not spotted, but if he sticks around, Dreamer could be in trouble with 3 of them ready to peek the halls. Oh, just as he backs off is when they push in as well. Great timing on that molly.
Yeah, perfect. And a minute 20, minute 15 still on the clock. Cloud9 have lots of time to work with, but not the manpower. Mezzy again on a Mac 10. Does have a bit of extra cash in reserve, so I'm surprised he's on that weapon. Perhaps anticipating VOYVODA on a bit more of a min buy. Perhaps just pistols around that up. Maybe misjudging the economy a little bit, Cloud9. But he will upgrade into that AK either way off of his dead teammate as now they start to creep their way up banana. Looking for, just creeping forward. He looks so dumb from the third person angle. But it works. It's effective. Essa tags up on the half wall. He's going to line up a bit of utility. And VOYVODA, they are actually reading this. They've rotated Bubble over to support this B site. Red Star, he's going to play in front of the smoke. He gets one. Lucky for Cloud9 not to have given him a collateral there. And Bubble, he swings forward. There's still Victor in the site as well that needs to be dispatched off. He did give himself up, and they're just going to double peek him. But with only 13 seconds on the clock, they need to get that bomb planted. And they're going to do so. Red Star tries a shot through the mosaic. And he actually does collect onto Mezzi's leg. A little bit low on HP. He's left in a 1 versus 3. We've seen Mezzi clutch like this before. Can he do it now when Cloud9 need it the most? No. He gets cut down and Mar is quick on the trade. It will be VOYVODA finally posting one on the CT side. They get it done. They get themselves up to double digits. And now, Cloud9 have the cash to buy up. Yeah, I think is the answer. Floppy's going to be a little bit light. But they'll have enough, I feel like. I think it's worth going for this.
Yeah, probably will. Yeah, there we go. We'll just start buying up in the last moments. Keeping some money, though, I believe, onto a couple players. How is the loss bonus looking? Only getting the 1900, so it is pretty much everything invested into this round. They kind of fully committed afterwards. And as you said, yeah, not really lacking. It's only Floppy who's left on the Galil, so a strong investment across the board pretty much, and a chance for Cloud9 to fire right back, which they need to do. Otherwise, they themselves will be forced potentially onto that eco, but a good catch on Victor. We see VOYVODA. I like kind of the different styles of aggression that they're trying. They're able to switch things up, but unfortunately this time Cloud9, we're ready for it. And then we'll have to see how they're able to salvage the situation. As, well, Cloud9, they abandon Banana and start bringing this right back over towards A. And that seems to be the correct decision. A second player had been rotated back over towards B after losing, of course, Victor.
Four players creeping up through brackets here for Cloud9. VOYVODA, they've split 2-2 right now, and that leaves Long very, very exposed. The utility, at least for Cloud9, will signal to VOYVODA that there's players out there and they can adjust themselves accordingly. But now they're hemmed in towards the site. Alex, he'll pick off Dreamer. Mar trying his best, and his best is 2. Leaves it all up towards Bubble and Red Star. The retake required. Make it just Red Star, as Bubble's life has been cut short. Red Star that all up. He's just going to save it. Look at the cash for VOYVODA. That previous round they won, only 2 players surviving, means they had to reinvest a lot. You can see. What's the loss bonus at for VOYVODA? They've lost a lot here, so yeah, they'll get pretty decent cash through. They might be able to go for a buy off this if they really want to. Red Star could drop.
Could do.
Yeah, Red Star could probably drop Bubble. Yeah.
Just about. Dreamer won't really have any nades behind it if he wants to go for it, but as you said, they could get a decent one. I don't think it's worth it at the current scoreline, though. At 10-10, it's a little bit risky, in my opinion. Maybe get a few pistols behind this one rifle, just try and make it a costly round at the very least, and try and bounce back in the next gun round, because obviously you could go for it here, but you're going to be lacking the nades, first of all, which are so important on Inferno. If you do end up losing it at that point, then it's probably 13-10 for Cloud9 before you get the guns again. So I think it would have maybe been smart to concede it, but I mean, they're the pro players. We'll see if they know better. Obviously, if it works here, then fantastic, because Cloud9 haven't really started building up much of an economy yet. So that's going to be a factor in kind of making this buy happen or not. And they pulled out the op, so I think that makes up for a bit of the lack of firepower. So we'll see how this goes. Red Star, he's very patient on this angle, but if he gets double peeked, he would have been in trouble. But no, he just rips off the head of S-Tag. Did S-Tag even stand up, or did he just kind of connect on like a pixel? Either way, fantastic shot. The timing as he got blinded, and yeah, that's what you need when you lack those nades. Able to fall back off now, play things a little bit more standard without as much pressure on your shoulders, knowing that you don't have nades to hold off when a hit comes. At least you do have this advantage. Oh, they've rotated actually Red Star over towards B. Could still work out. There's loads of time. But it does kind of leave A for a few seconds a bit more open. Thankfully, Cloud9 aren't moving too quickly with it. Oh, Dreamer and Mar on the bomb site. It's actually Mar who gets all of it done. A 3-man spray down. We didn't quite get to catch them all, unfortunately, but yeah, the smoke just in on default right there. They try and move through it, and it is a blender as they emerge from it. 11-11. We're tied back up, and, well, it looks like we have a bit of a game on our hands again. The only issue is when you're on the CT side here, you can't keep trading back and forth like this. But it's actually Cloud9 who get broken first. So they are actually they are forced onto just a few pistols here. Xeppaa gets Kevlar behind it, very last kind of minute doing so, as he leaves the spawn even a little bit late. And I'm not expecting much. You even have 2 players still on the Glocks. So hopefully a straightforward round for VOYVODA where they can build up a bit of economy. Cloud9, they'll have a really strong buy in this next round once they do bounce back.
Yeah, so we should be seeing VOYVODA to 12. It shouldn't be much Cloud9 can do, as you say. I mean, the Deagle maybe can find something clean, maybe a kill or 2 going Cloud9's way. I think that's the best you can sort of hope for, especially when you're lacking so much armor across the board. And I'm wondering if Floppy's got quite a bit of extra cash. He's getting caught out there a little bit. Will gun him down knowing he's low. And there's the 2 kills they wanted. But yeah, Floppy with a bit of extra cash. Wonder if he's going to drop an up to Easter. That's what I'm thinking.
Could happen. Are they looking to rock one? I mean, it's the T side of Inferno. You don't necessarily need it. And it can be a bit limiting. But yeah, you can see they have indeed gone for it. I mean, I think, yeah, especially against a style like VOYVODA where they do like going aggressive, it can certainly work out in those early moments of the round, especially. And I think you would kind of pointed out that once you get into the after plants as well, it can be fantastic for just posting up on those angles. But obviously, it's kind of mid-round where that up can be hard to work with if you're just getting smoked and mollied off in every position you try and work towards. So we'll see what S-Tag can do here. I think he's been a bit quiet overall in the series, especially in comparison to what we've got from Red Star, who's been kind of the real op presence on the server, and even Bubble at points on train.
Yeah, Easter. I mean, he struggled a bit on, especially on Inferno now, but I think he's been okay overall. I think the first 2 maps he was okay. He wasn't lighting it up, but I guess he doesn't need to. It's up to sort of Mezzy, Xeppaa, Floppy. They're the ones who really need to be the ones that are posting big numbers for Cloud9. Easter just needs to be giving them those entries, setting kills up with the AWP. She has got this round, and Cloud9, they're looking to try and tie this score back up. They've had a great start to this second half. VOYVODA finding a couple of those previous rounds, though, has put them back in charge of this game, and potential for Red Star to find this shot. Alex, oh, just crouching underneath that line. Red Star none the wiser, but as they boost up, it's an easy shot for Red Star to find. Right into his crosshair. It's VOYVODA with the opening kill.
And a strong position. That's what you, again, need whenever you are lacking these nades on the CT side. You want to find an early advantage that you can just sit with and make sure it's your opponent who feels the pressure. And especially with the current time, Cloud9 are. They need the move, and, well, they've made the correct decision to go towards B. It's going to be Red Star, though, alongside Mar, I believe that is to defend. No, sorry, it's Bubble in the back with the MP9. He did have Red Star hitting a shot before they made their way in, but unfortunately it didn't take enough attention. So at least Xeppaa is able to trade one back, and with that confirmed, the bomb goes down for Cloud9. And, well, Xeppaa's gone ahead and gotten himself another frag. Floppy as well steps up. These are the names that you said need to be getting those kills for Cloud9, and they have heard your call. Xeppaa tucked in the back corner looking for a bit more. He goes down, but do they expect Mezzy to still be tucked in, just playing the time from here? And, well, Dreamer seems to be cautious of it. He is looking in that direction. To be fair, they've come from Banana and CT, so they should know he's on the bomb site, and the patience pays off for Dreamer. It is 13-11 for VOYVODA. As well, even, oh, yeah, he is a kick. Okay, I was just a bit worried for a sec because the music came on. I was trying to tap back in. Even with the bomb plant right there, you can see the buy isn't too great for Cloud9, so this might be another round going the way of VOYVODA. Potentially a 14-11 lead here before Cloud9 get the guns out again and go on to what could be the last gun round here. A reminder, this is map 3. This is the map to decide it. The winner, they go to Dreamhack Master Spring, and the loser, unfortunately, they do not get to. Despite all of the effort that they took to get here, and despite the fantastic wins that Cloud9 have had of their own. Obviously, VOYVODA as well, they took down OG in their previous game, so both teams have had difficult roads to get here.
Yeah, and this... I mean, do Cloud9 have a chance in this round? They've found kills with just unarmored pistols. Now they have some armor behind a lot of those upgraded pistols. Might be chance for considerable damage again. I think VOYVODA, though, 14 surely on the cards for this one, and that puts Cloud9 in difficult position and will put a lot of pressure on their next gun round. Mar, he needs to get out of that danger, but oh, the triple nades towards Pit are absolutely perfect for the kill onto Dreamer. Asetag will find one as well with a Glock, but he's the last player alive, and it's only a matter of time before he's dealt with. So VOYVODA, they do find 14, but again, casualties on that CT side mean that rebuys are required. And that at least is a nice sign for Cloud9. It makes it easier on them to try and find these few in a row. Not quite at 15 yet, VOYVODA.
No, they haven't got that security yet of at least confirming the overtime, which I think they'd like to hit, but we'll see whether they get it now or not. Obviously, Cloud9, if they don't win this one, the economy, especially if they don't get a bomb plant, won't be enough for a buy. If they were to get the bomb plant, then they'd be able to scrape one out, but it's not the position they want to be forced into either way. They would rather try and get back into their winning ways right now and try and still take it in the relegation rather than relying on an overtime rather. But let's see, that was actually some really good nade damage on Bubble and Victor. Alex taking a little bit in return, but considering the map control they've got around Banana as well, I think they'll be okay with that. It's not going to be too much trouble. And a pretty passive hold on A as well from VOYVODA. They're not going aggressive at all in this round. Sitting back and letting Cloud9 work in for the map control and just being confident, I guess, that they're going to be able to hold on to these bomb sites. Nice smoke over from Red Star towards mid, I believe that is. Just as Cloud9 are getting ready to move forward as well.
Rotation back over for Red Star. He's going to go support that A site, which currently only has Dreamer out there. It's going to be aggression out long. Red Star, he gets the first round fully blinded. Asetag's flashbang was good, but Red Star was better. And it's going to be the wrap towards B. This is the first time they've tried something like this, but the wrapping into free plays and that smoke towards CT from the CT side is actually going to really hurt Cloud9 here. They're going to have to push through it. 20 seconds on the clock. Victor in the corner by the tree. He's good for one. Bubble's going to help trade out. And there's a player towards Banana, a player towards Dark. It's not looking good for Cloud9. Alex, he kills his teammate. And Dreamer from Banana will shut him down. It's 15 for VOYVODA. And match and series point. Dreamhack Masters point. Oh, dear. Cloud9, a timeout comes through. And can you blame them?
Damn, is this going to happen? Are VOYVODA going to upset both OG and Cloud9 today? This will be insane. As we said, the economy is not looking great for Cloud9 either. Pause comes in for them to try and have a chat about what they can do in this round, but they're limited in terms of what they have to use, unfortunately. They'll obviously buy up, so a couple of AKs so far being found, a Galil and, well, another Galil to supplement the 3 AKs. Not too bad. It could be a lot worse here for sure, but it could also be a lot better. They now need 4 rounds in a row to send this into an overtime and keep the dream alive. Otherwise, the Bulgarians are going to move on. What a story.
Yeah, it's certainly a big storyline and a big chance for these Bulgarian players to impress on a pretty big stage, the Dreamhack Masters. So Cloud9 hoping to force this one to OT. They can't take this in regulation, but good aggression from Cloud9. They've managed to do decent damage onto Bubble early on, and they've taken a lot of control. 2 players right now in defense of this B side. It looks like they'll go for the quick approach. Alex is going to team kill again onto Asetag again. Floppy and Zephyr, though, they step up to answer the call. They take down both of those B side defenders and get themselves a 4-on-3.
Whoa,
That'll make up.
Sorry. That one was scary right there. Sorry, I was just scared by the team kill. It looked like it was going to all crumble on that. What a way that would have been to end it. I didn't mean to cut you off. That was just my reaction to that one. Oh, okay, so 3 more from Cloud9. It's very achievable. As we said, Inferno no longer a CT-sided map like it was, a little bit biased towards that T-side even, so it's 3 more rounds in a row does not seem like a horrible number that Cloud9 need to achieve. It's just with the plays we've been getting from VOYVODA, it seems like they might be able to still edge that round out. And of course, it is a possibility. They've still got the money here for the buy in this round at least. And Red Star's just balling. He's got loads left over. Jeez, their scoreboard's actually pretty top heavy, I realize. Bubble, a man who you can normally rely on for those frags, is not having a good time. And they're still at 15 to 12.
Struggling.
They're still at 15 to 12 though, Dan.
Imagine if Bubble comes online now and just shuts this down. There's just no way for Cloud9 if that happens, but they're still in it. They're still in it for now. And Red Star with that ult once again, looking for an opening. Can he find it? Not yet. He'll be flashed off the angle, has to fall away. And imagine if Cloud9 lost that from Alex team killing twice in a row. Both on ZywOo tag.
Some sort of grudge going on there, maybe? Nah, but he can. Oh, well, that is risky for Medstar. The nade's going to work out in his favor, though, so he actually does more damage than he takes. Oh, and they have no idea now. Nice little op shot through the smoke takes the attention. Mar, he's only good for one, but Dreamer's nade is good for the trade. Whoa, I'm a lyricist. I kid.
Sometimes it just falls in your lap. Just like that chance for Red Star as he almost had a kill there, almost had his team a 2-man advantage. For now, it sits just at that 1-man. The Visa tag low on HP. 2 players still only in defense of this A-bomb site. They've not rotated anyone extra over, apart from Bubble, who's currently sitting Speedway, just to lock down long. Make sure nobody's going to be able to aggress that angle. But 45 seconds on the clock, Cloud9, they still have time to work with, and they need to try and find an equalizing kill here. They need to entry into one of these sites. They need to get themselves that bomb plant and set themselves up for a post plant. That's how these games work. And they need to do it sort of soon now, because 30 seconds. Time wearing thin. Dreamer, he's set up for the shot, but gets synced down instead. Instead looks for Floppy towards the apartments, who will instead send the Dreamer into heaven. Red Star still on the site. He's doing good for one. Spam through the smoke. He's looking for more. Can't find it. Again, it's Floppy finding shots, and he almost gets Bubble as well. With the bomb planted just in time, Cloud9 have a serious chance of finding 13.
Oh, the molly.
Molotov, though. Yeah. Floppy's...
Whoa, he gets the second one as well before burning. That is ridiculous, and that is huge, because Esatag would have been left alone on like 20 health if he didn't get that. So that is actually gigantic. We're seeing ridiculous clutch plays out of Cloud9, though, when they are up against the wall. Obviously, we had that insane Mezzy clutch on Train. And, well, Floppy does that right there. So, 2 to go. The economy is ruined for VOYVODA in this round, at least. They're just going to buy up some pistols. They do have an op onto Red Star, because he was, again, he had like 11,000 somehow. I don't know, he just had millions more than everyone else. Bit of an over-exaggeration, of course. Yeah, locked at 16K.
No, literally millions.
Literally millions.
Literally. Ooh, almost actually found that kill as well.
Saw the head. Tried to get the wall bang, and as you said, it was pretty close, but that kind of just warns them now not to challenge that op. They might be a bit confused about what they're up against exactly. I haven't seen an op.
Yeah. Well, it's just pistols towards B that are trying to spam through the smoke. We see that for Victor. Can find one. That's all. It's Alex and Floppy to clear out the site. Mar is quick on the rotation. This flashbang is good, but as it fades, Mar hasn't even cleared out that pool. And with the AWP dropped as well, Alex was able to secure that. He's going to try and make sure they're not able to recover it, and he will do so expertly. As it's 40 and a nice sniff in overtime. I thought I smelt one on Train. I tuned my senses, and I'm smelling one now.
I think you've just jinxed it again.
I think I've
called it out to make
sure.
Sorry,
Cloud9 fans. Sorry.
Yo, I'm surprised we're not seeing a pause, honestly, going into this final round from VOYVODA.
Yeah.
Just have a little bit of a chat and see what they can tighten up from these past few, because obviously this is their last chance in the regulation. You do not want to be letting this slip and going into an overtime where Cloud9 have the chance to obviously take it home. This is the third map. This is the last chance, and Red Star, he gets punished for that aggression. A fantastic opening from Floppy. Now an incredibly difficult position for VOYVODA to try and recover from. Are they going to try and, I was going to say aggress somewhere maybe for info. I was thinking Banana could have been the goal, but Dreamer's pretty much gifted one there by Floppy. Thought he'd be able to catch him as the gun wasn't coist in his hand, but yeah, no, not able to get that time in. So a 4-on-4. The only issue is they have no control around mid. They have no control around Banana. They just have no idea what's going on.
4-on-4. Cloud9. Every chance of forcing this one into OT. As VOYVODA, they sit already pretty on map and match point here. But these two players might get caught out as the smoke fades, crossing over. I think they just time it, but no. Alex, he catches the first, gets a second as well as Mar. He thought about the push coming from short, but it was coming a little bit too late. As now it's a 3-on-2 and Cloud9, they'll be able to lock down this A-bomb site. A 2v3 retake. Bubbles, he struggled. 9 kills to his name so far. Can he add to that tally? He has Victor for support, who has been having a great game. That Molotov just makes things a little bit more difficult for them. It's not going to fully spread to cover the entire avenue, but that Molly towards pit now signals to Cloud9 where these players are approaching from. Zeppa towards the grave. He can have a huge impact from this position. It was flamie who opened the round. Maybe it's the Zeppa who can close it, and it, combined with Alex, they will. It's Cloud9 forcing OT here on this final map, and what other way would you want this decided game for the for the Dreamhack Master Spring spot to be decided other than overtime?
Yeah, no, I think this is perfect. We had a little bit of a more one-sided game on Overpass that are like, we'll make up for it now on Inferno. Maybe that cliche thing was right after all. You do always get a good decider on Inferno.
Yeah, well,
I guess
sniffed the overtime
it's
this time.
cliche for a reason. Oh, yeah, no, you got it right this time. You're 50%. It's basically a kind flip, then.
Yeah. if you asked me if it was going to be overtime or flip to coin, you'd get the same answers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We will be waiting a moment here, I think, to get into it. But yeah, I think this is where, I don't know, I think this is where VOYVODA could maybe even benefit a little bit from not having to worry about, obviously, that economy here on the CT side. Because when they did have the nades, when they had everything they could ask for, they were looking incredible. But obviously, you've got the experience as well of these players on Cloud9. They've played against the best in the world. Once you get to an overtime, this is where they can shine as well. So I still have no idea what way this is going, and that's how I want it.
For sure. I mean, you say VOYVODA don't really need to worry about the money anymore. Red Star never did.
True.
He was like, why you guys not got money? But yeah, it's 16k, I believe, isn't it? MR3 16k. So you can buy double ups to your heart's content if that's what you want to go for. I don't know if you'd want to put Bubble on the secondary AWP on that CT side right now. Nothing against Guy, but
Probably
he's struggling.
Not Inferno.
He's struggling. I mean, CT side you can make it work if you got two players who are hitting their shots, but Bubble isn't right now. And that's no disrespect to him. He's just not fragging out. He's had a couple great maps, but not this one. And VOYVODA, they need him.
They do. That's what we pointed out. He had a great time on train. He was one of the ones up there. He was picking up that secondary up, as you said, and was able to have solid impact throughout their entire CT side, especially. But he just hasn't really been present here on the, especially on the second half of Inferno. I've got to say, I think he's been on 9 for quite a while now. So yeah, it's just a difficult spot to be in. Alex, I mean, that was a pretty difficult spot to be in, but he's got out of it pretty much as well as he could have with 62 health, despite the 2 nades that came in. Even returns a small bit on towards Bubble. But yeah, in the overall aspect, it's not really a lot being done. VOYVODA aren't able to challenge for that banana control. Cloud9, as we can see, are going to be grouping up, and they're just going to go ahead and burst on the bomb site. But they have a 3-man stack in place, so this is what's wanted for VOYVODA. They're trying to flash in and fight forward, and, well, it works out. It blinds up 3 of them, but Bubble's only good for the 1 frag. But with a little damage on top and with a nade now going in, I was going to say maybe there was more to come, on top of also Victor finding himself 1 kill while spamming through the smoke there. So they've got the man advantage. Alex is on the brink of death. They're taking the bomb now and reapproaching the round. Looking to see if maybe A will be a bit more successful. And it just might be. It's only Dreamer. Okay, take away the only, because Dreamer's being nuts.
Yeah, he has been. He's been pretty heavy hitter. 26 kills so far, looking for a little bit more from this great position. A couple players low as he finds Alex. Still floppy to get, but Ace Tag on the Tech 9 will be the one who takes him down, at least keeps it just in a 1-man deficit. But VOYVODA, they've got positioning. They're getting the kills. As Ace Tag falls, it's floppy alone in a 1 versus 3, and they're going to start hounding him sooner rather than later. He's had some phenomenal rounds to push them into this OT. That nade, it's going to go a little bit sky high. Floppy spots out the first. He tags up Red Star, but it's not enough. And Red Star, he'll survive on the 9 HP, keep his team in a decent position here, not allowing Cloud9 to take the lead as it goes 16-15.
You need that, especially after losing, what was it, I think 4 rounds in a row there towards the end, obviously for it to go into the overtime, to get back on your feet immediately and to realize, okay, yeah, maybe we're just struggling with the economy and such. We're back into our ways now. That's going to be a good little kick to get back into the game. Obviously, though, for Cloud9, it's not over yet. As we said, money wasn't going to be an issue if you can pull out. Ideally, I think they would have been looking for 2 rounds here in normal situations, but I guess it's been a little bit more CT-sided, rather, in this game so far overall. Molly by Red Star. He did hear to jump up into the apps, I believe, and well, it's a little bit quicker from Cloud9. They've actually been, in terms of the initial moments, trying to get banana in mid control. The pace has been pretty high from them in these rounds, and I mean, the same to be said for VOYVODA. They've gotten full banana control at this point. Can afford to just leave the one player and work back around with a fourth on towards A for that stack, and that looks to be the call that is being made. Obviously, though, the issue is there's a lot of time to work with, so Cloud9, despite taking mid now, they could still easily move back and eventually take banana if they wanted to. I don't know if that's going to be the case, though. Mar finds a bit of a challenge there from the graveyard. He's only able to find one kill, but he was in the right place at least to be dying right there. But still, it's not a fantastic position. But the damage, Messi's actually incredibly low. S-Tag goes down immediately, and Floppy is not able for the trade. We said Dreamer has been going huge throughout this map, and he shows us it once again. Joined by Victor as it's suddenly all on Messi, and he gets spammed down through the smoke. Doesn't even get to see anyone. 70 in the 50 in VOYVODA. They've just gotten back into their winning ways straight up in this overtime. We had said it was those nades that were really holding them back in their last few rounds of the relegation, and I think that's kind of been proven now. Once they can run the time down, they're just so much more comfortable.
Yeah, certainly, and it shows here 2 rounds off the bat on this overtime. Cloud9, they really need to find at least one, otherwise it's going to be just such a whitewash in this overtime and a bit anticlimactic. But let's hope Cloud9's sake that they could find something. Maybe not that as Bubble. He'll just spam through the smoke, find Alex, and there's a quick opening for the VOYVODA side.
Yeah, Alex going down early on. Not too good at this point. VOYVODA could be on track for the perfect CT side here, leaving Cloud9 again just fighting to claw it into another overtime, and eventually you've got to think that that's got to be demoralizing, always fighting from behind. Red Star, he might catch that shot. No, just a little bit off. He gets caught. Oh. A little bit of the wall coming out is what keeps him in place. Thankfully, he is not punished. And there is still that man advantage, obviously, in favor of the Bulgarians. The issue is they've lost quite a bit of map control at this point. They don't know exactly what's going on long because of those smokes, and that's keeping their attention there while the majority of the players are attacking up through quad.
Floppy, he needs to frag out right now, and Isatag, he's the one who does it. Zeppa's been able to get himself into a pretty strong position, but he's caught out. Isatag finds 2. It's now all left on Floppy, a 1 versus 3, and VOYVODA, they will close out a flawless CT side on that overtime. Cloud9 have it all to do. They struggled on their own CT side initially. They need to hit the ground running now. They need to find 3 quick rounds here to try and force us to a second OT. Double AWPs for Cloud9. Alex and Isatag to wield both of them. Surprised we're not seeing Messi on that secondary AWP. Most likely because Isatag's already towards that A site with it. Wouldn't make sense to have 2 AWPs on A.
Yeah. Rocking one on Alex instead over on Banana. It's more of a stationary position for the secondary upper anyway, so Alex is more than capable of making that work. Oh, they might walk into S-Tag on mid, though. Has a player tucked in under quad as well. That molly, I believe, is deep enough, but they've been counter-mollied as well and decide to just push through it. But yeah, S-Tag hits the initial shot. Victor's taken low, and although they know Messi is still around this area somewhere with the smoke down, they're not able to punish and get any refrags.
That's a great opening for Cloud9. Victor as well, low on HP. Bit of spam from Floppy, not going to connect. As they've rotated him over from that B site, Alex will sit in position by car with that AWP. Dreamer, he's been an absolute bombshell for VOYVODA. This Molotov towards Pit. Zeppa needs to get out of there. 20 HP for him. He can't sit around, and he does. Messi towards the mini pit. Cloud9, they have the advantage. VOYVODA, they're trying to work the clock down. They're trying to make Cloud9 uneasy about the situation, but with Alex posted towards that B site, he can at least find a frag and slow down and advance if they push that way. But now they are committed towards A with 25 seconds off the clock. Red Star, he's boosted up onto the flower beds. He's looking for a bird's eye view of this stack. But look at Floppy. He's going to start flanking, and they need to go fast. Floppy from behind. He'll deal the 3 killing blows and completely silence everything Cloud9. Everything VOYVODA hoped to achieve in that round. 16 finally for Cloud9 as they get it off to a good start on their CT side in this overtime. But VOYVODA looking so hesitant to get in towards that A site with the man disadvantage.
Yeah, and just getting destroyed then because of that hesitation by the flanker, of course. flamie has been popping off all game. He's just been looking pretty good throughout the entire series. I don't think anyone's really lacked too much. Zeppa has been having great moments. Mezzi had some sick clutches, especially that one on train. And you've also had Alex and S-Tag rather having their moments. Again, Alex on the secondary up. It looks like he actually will be challenged over on Banana this time. And, well, it's Bubble who's coming in first. The Molly, though, takes him back off the angle. And with the pre-fire that had come in from Bubble, I was going to say that might have actually been in his favor. But he nearly got caught fading back into the spawn either way. So, yeah, looking a little bit risky. It does seem like VOYVODA just want to go ahead and commit on to B off the back of this. And they forced Cloud9 out of the bomb site. Or at least initially had. They've decided to come back in through the smokes. This is going to be a risky play. Bubble and Victor both able to take a frag. Leaving flamie now alone in the back of the bomb site. He's got 1 kill so far. And again, it is just stagnant on the push at this point from VOYVODA. And that's because of the health and because they realized they had already been so slow due to being slowed by those nades. And, well, Cloud9 have no idea. They've completely abandoned the B here. It's going to be an open A bomb site.
I'm surprised Mezzi didn't hear those steps because he's rotated over through Speedway. It's going to give the VOYVODA side an open site for the plant, but they're taking their time. They're hoping to get a frag, and Red Star misses out on the chance to really cement this round. As Mezzi rather, he took the Jiggle Peak, gets away with it against the AWPer, but a 3-on-4 retake. This is a challenge for Cloud9. flamie, where you at? You need to give them something, and there's a kill from Mezzi. That's a nade onto Victor that kicks him down, but Mari's just going to spray through the smoke. Finds this tag, trying to creepy crawly his way through. They're all hemmed in towards his site. All these VOYVODA players, they're trying to get kills, but Mezzi, he's just annihilating every single one of them. It's a one-on-one against the AWPer, but it's Red Star on the Glock. He'll take them down, secure the game, and GG, it is VOYVODA securing their spot at Dreamhack Master Spring.